Sanatana means ever existing. It existed 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago it was there, 3,000 years ago it was there, 1,000 years back, even today also it is vibrant. Ever existing, that's why it is Sanathana Dharma. In future also it exists, no doubt about it. Dharma means, very simple idea is that it's its nature. Like for example, nature of the water is to wet. Nature, water will not give up its nature called as wetting. Fire's nature is to burn. Sun's nature is to rise on the east. It's a common thing like that. When it comes to little more deeper than that, like for example, we take a plant. A mango gives mango fruit, but it can be variety of mangoes, small, big, something like that. The same thing when it comes to human being, it becomes much more complex because human being is much more complex personality. So therefore, what is your dharma? What is the human dharma? Look at it. Nowhere else in the world that they have talked about it, understood about it clearly, but in Indian culture, right from the beginning, they have talked about it, understood. A very simple way that we can understand is that very idea of dharma, the word dharma, often people translate as religion. It's not religion. Dharma is dharayati, that which sustains is supposed to be dharma. A very simple way. What sustains, when we think of it, is as we together we should sustain. It's not that only I sustain, you should not be there. That's not the way. You also should be there, I also should be there. So when earlier there is an idea where only the might should survive, the weak should not survive. It's not even in the jungle it is like that, because in jungle you see that weak animals are also there, strong animals are also there, everything is coexist. Whereas somewhere as a human being, we need to make it sure that everybody survives. Just because that you are strong, only you can survive, the weak cannot survive. It is not like that. So, I should also survive, you should also survive. Therefore, we made a simple laws together. So, law, so that you can also survive, I can also survive. Like for example, the simple thing is somebody who is strong and all that, only he can survive, weak cannot survive. So I should make a law to say that, you should give to the weak also chance. A simple example is on the road. I have a big vehicle, only I can go. Small vehicle cannot go. No. We divide the road in such a way. People use on this way also, people use coming in the opposite direction. So a law to sustain, to see that everybody can work. And we can see that how the same road can be used by a simple law to go on your left side of the road. It's in England. People drive on the left side of the road so that vehicles going on the left side this side, coming on the opposite, both of them can use it. A simple law so that everybody can survive. In America it is the other way around. To drive on the right side. So the people on the right side, they drive, people on the right side, they also drive, both can survive without any problem. It's a simple law we created. In India, everybody drives in the middle of the road. That's our problem. A law is there to see that we make our life simple. We made it. So therefore, a law is the basic principle to sustain us. Now not only that law, but somebody should be there to law enforcement direction. Otherwise, who will take the law? I've seen in America, middle of the night, I was driving, my friend was driving around 1, 2 o'clock in a suburb of Chicago. Absolutely there is nobody, nowhere at any place. And he stopped the car at the stop sign and then proceeded. I asked him, why did you stop? He said, there is a stop sign, so we are supposed to stop. I said, I've seen the stop sign, but why did you stop? If you don't stop at the stop sign, that's what is the law. Police will catch you. I said, there is no police here. Why did you stop? That fellow was getting irritated. You can see the parameter going up. Then he said, if vehicle coming in the opposite direction, if you don't stop, we proceed, the other fellow also proceeds, there will be an accident. I said, look, there is no vehicles anywhere. You are the only vehicle going. Why did you stop? And he pulled the car aside and asked me to get down on the car. I said, why? See, America has a law, stop at the stop sign. Law belongs to me. I stopped not because of police, not because of the other police, but the law is there. You see what a beautiful sentence he said. Law enforcement is not necessary. All that what we need is to see that we bring in law from within us. We have also many laws. How many of us we own the laws? Law is ours. It's not government's. Government only writes a paper. But law belongs to us. Like for example, a simple law. Don't throw the waste other than in the dustbin. It's a law. How many of us we follow it? Simple law. Own the law. We don't follow it because police is not watching. Others are throwing away. No, let's also do it. So first aspect of Dharma is that we should own the laws. If we really own the laws, the world will be a wonderful place. Similarly, a law like, tell the truth, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Jara. These are simple ideas here. How much do we follow it? Let's own that. In fact, what happens in the Shastra is that when somebody graduated, comes out of the school, he is supposed to follow these particular things. He takes a oath of that. I will only tell the truth. I will respect my parents. Maturdevo Bhava, Pitradevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. That means basically it should come from within, not because of outside. So that's why a very simple law, simple level of dharma is the law, but we follow it because it comes from within. But then there is something which is much more than that. Much more than that. Like for example, somebody met with an accident, who is suffering. But I say that look, it is the police or ambulance which is supposed to take care of it. Let me go ahead because I am going late to the office. I have to go because meeting is there, something is there, some argument. I proceed. I go to the office, but deep inside there is a guilt that's coming up within you. I should have helped that fellow. And I go to the office, my colleague has not yet come from the meeting. Half an hour later he comes. Then I just casually ask him, why are you late? While I was coming, somebody met with an accident. Immediately needed a help to reach the hospital. I stopped there. I sent him to the hospital. I came to the office. I got late. I should have done that. You feel that. Genuinely feel that. That means to say, and you did not do anything wrong. You followed the law, you have to come to the office, you did it, you did it. So that means to say, there is a transaction that we do which is our own nature, which walks 1 mile, 1 step ahead of simple law. Law says something, I go much more than that. See, what do you call that? This is extra to the law. This is what is dharma. And in this culture we practice this dharma all the time. Like, it may not be big people, small people or something like that. One day I was walking in the hot sun in Bangalore, somewhere else, and I was really thirsty. I wanted to have a tender coconut. I asked the lady who was there, give me a, she immediately opened the tender coconut. I drank it. And then gave her 500 rupee note. She said, I don't have change. Then I thought, if I take 2 of them, she will have a change. I asked her, get me one more tender coconut because I was really thirsty. She gave me one more. Said, now give me the change. I don't have any change. This is the first time money today I am seeing. And you know what she said? It's alright, sir. Next time when you come this side, you pay me. Wow. And see, I have money and this is the first bonus for her. And then rather than saying that tomorrow when you come here, I'll give you the change. She said, next time when you come this side, give me the change. Is it not something extraordinary? See, this is the heart of giving. This is one very simple thing. Tyaga is one of the important components of dharma. Tyaga is that whatever that I have, but I give much more than that. This is nature. You look at the nature. In the nature you always see that nature gives much more than what you give it to the nature. Like for example, a plant is there, doesn't even ask for a glass of water, but gives you flowers day after day after day. You didn't ask anything. See, you give something, but it gives much more than that. Similarly, a flower, all that it requires is maybe a glass of water that you give or a manure. But it not only gives a beautiful flower, it also spreads fragrance. Nature, when you look at it. What is that you give to your dog? A little pedigree, little food, but that is so loyal to you. Day and night it will take care of you. Dogs do much more than what we do as a dog. Nartva lives for a short period of time under the earth. Nothing, but it makes the earth fertile for you. You don't ask anything. It doesn't ask anything in return. Why all these things are so bubble? Nothing is inside, nothing is outside. It stays for about a minute, not more than that. That minute maintains a nice, wonderful shape, reflects sunlight. You can see the rainbow colors of that. Gives you joy. When you look at the nature, the whole nature is doing much more than taking it. That means there is no consumer in the nature excepting human being. We are the only consumers. And not only that, we have created a consumer protection board. I wonder, human being created consumer protection board against who? A dog asked compete with you, or a cat compete with you? No. It's against human being, another human being. You see how unfortunate it is? Can we give much more than we take? Simple aspect of dharma. But we take pride that I took more than I gave. Like for example, I go to a vegetable vendor and then buy material worth some money, and I give less than that, 10, 15, 20 rupees less than this. I don't have change, take it. And you come out and say that, wow, I saved 15 rupees. Can you give me 20 rupees extra to that person? I take an auto rickshaw. It is always like that, right from the beginning. Auto rickshaw charges 70 rupees. I give him 100 rupees. This is, I don't have change. Keep it with you. Give it to your children some fruits. Give much more than you take. You know, the idea is that when you give much more than what you take, having been born on this earth, earth becomes a better place. If you are a consumer, you are consuming from the earth, from the That's why a very beautiful Upanishad saying is that Jivane yavat adhanam syat pradhanam tatodikam. In the life, give much more than what you take. Ityesha prarthana sma. My prayer to the God is only this way. Give me that ability that I give much more than I take it. This is what is Dharma. Very simple idea. And that's what our people followed it. Our people followed it. Another very important aspect of Dharma, simple thing is that I, like anybody else's senses, my senses also demand. I must have this food. I must have food whether somebody else is having or not. See, this is what is the simple thing. But whereas look at it, ordinary common housewife, he has no idea about Dharma. She would have served everybody, kept amount of food that is for her that day, nothing else more than that. Suddenly a guest appears in the house. Does she not say very naturally, please join us for dinner? And then we wonder, because she has no more food than what is required. No. Actually, I ate my evening tea with snacks and all that, so I'm not hungry. You take that food. You see, she's ready to give that. She can go even to tell a lie. For what sake? Giving to somebody. How much can we give it? In fact, the whole of Sanathana Dharma is this way, that you give. And for that we create an occasion. Like for example, a Ganesha festival. Invite 10 people, give them food. Anybody comes to the house, give them food. Give them sweets. Sankranti comes, give something. Any festival means you give. Giving is the way that Dharma is maintained here in this culture. One more thing, important aspect of this culture is Nigraha. Only in this culture we have a strong ideas of Nigraha in such an extent. The other cultures also it is there, but not so much. Like for example, join us for dinner? No, I don't take dinner because today is Saturday. Saturday I am fasting. Why do you have to fast? You have money, you have food, everything is yours. No. Saturday I don't even touch food. It's a fasting. It's a discipline. Sensory discipline. We have in this culture. In other cultures also there, but not to this degree. Like for example, in a place where meat eating is common in Europe. So I happened to go to one of the monasteries in East European country, Romania. And I was staying in that monastery, my friend and myself, and then as we went there, the nuns over there, they made arrangement for us to have food. My friend was from Europe. He said to that nun, Raghuram will not eat meat. Raghuram will not eat meat. And that lady innocently said, nun said, Easter is over, now you can have meat. Then I realized that during Easter you don't eat meat. That was the first time I came to know. Easter is over, you can eat meat. Then immediately my friend replied to her saying that, no, it is not the question of Easter. Raghuram never eats meat. And that lady immediately, her response was, wow, Raghuram never eats meat. He must be really spiritual. His very expression shows that if you have discipline, sensory control, sensory discipline, that means you are spiritually grown. It's a very simple idea. Don't we have the same thing about the Islam, where during the Ramadan you do not even take the water. And for 1 month you don't take water. So that is the way it is. But there it is 1 month here, 1 month there, but in our culture, it's almost like every time it is there, everywhere it is there. Some Shraddha ceremony in the house. You cannot have food until you have the Shraddha. These are the simple things. Why we do these things? This is what is dharma. Now the question is, why do you have to do these things? It is because basically, hunger is such a force. Just can't stop it. Many people, when they are hungry, they get headache. Some people have more severe headache, migraine headache. Much severe, some people have, they become your headache. That means to say, just you don't have food, you develop headache. The same way, you don't talk for a day, you'll be missing. You have to talk something else. It's a sensory control. And when you do not have food, food is there in front of you, but if you do not take food, not because of the world outside, not because somebody is watching or not watching. Simple thing is, because today is a festival day, I don't eat food. See, just say that. And what is that which is controlling? Your willpower is controlling. It is your willpower because of it that you don't go for food. It's your willpower because of that you don't go to talk. It's the willpower makes us to do all these things. Recently people have gone to Kumbh Mela. Go there, walk for such a long period of time and then go and take a dip in the water and then come out. For what do you get it? You said, Kumbh Mela, take a dip in the river and then come back. What made you to do all that? Willpower. That means a number of such controls are there. Every control strengthens your willpower. Please understand that. There is no other system anywhere in the world which can strengthen the willpower other than the Sanathana Dharma. There are so many other ways that the Sanathana Dharma helps you to control the willpower so that your willpower is strengthened. A psychologist say a culture where there is high number of disciplines are there, that culture, less number of psychological aberrations. The culture where these disciplines are not there, they have psychological aberrations. Not only that you have that discipline, but you don't complain about the discipline or make much about the discipline. That's why we have such examples who have done extraordinary, wonderful disciplining themselves. This is what is a part of our culture. We have stories of that. I'll tell you a couple of stories to show that how people have shown what level of dana giving, what level of self-control, what level of holding on to the satya, truth. That's what the example of Rama. Rama was supposed to be coronated. Next day he was supposed to be coronated. All the arrangements are getting made. Rama goes to his palace. Suddenly message comes to Rama, you should come. Dad wants to speak to you. So he came all the way to Dasharatha's place. Dasharatha was not there. When he came to Dasharatha's palace, all the arrangements are there ready for tomorrow's coronation ceremony. And they were also decorated on Rama. He went there and then he felt smiled at it because that's what is the thing. And then he went to father's place. Father was not there, obviously. He must be there in Kaikeyi's place. He went to Kaikeyi's place. Father is lying down on the ground. And then Kaikeyi said, oh, Rama, come here, sit down. Dad wanted to tell you something, but he is sick. Suddenly he fell sick. That's why, instead of him, I will tell you. Yes, mother, it doesn't matter whether dad tells you or you. No, but this is a very serious matter. Why don't you sit down, have a cup of water? Rama said, what is it? Kaikeyi says, your dad promised me 2 boons, and according to that, you are supposed to go to the forest for 14 years. Today itself. And then the second boon is, Bharata will take care of the kingdom. Rama was supposed to be coronated, and just before that 3 hours, she said that you have to go to the forest for 14 years. Rama with a smile says to Kaikeyi, okay, I'm going to the forest, but you said something serious. Indriya Nigraha. It's not a question of giving up one meal or giving up one drink, but it's giving up the kingdom for 14 years. I said, okay, I'm going to the forest for 14 years, but you said something serious. It's not even serious to him. That's why Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma establishes the Dharma. Then he goes to the forest. And then, Dasharatha dies and all these people, they come, including Kaikeyi comes there, because by that time Kaikeyi realized the mistake. And then greets Rama. Rama, please come back. Rama said, no, Dad promised you the 2 boons, and no, I have to take care of those 2 boons. No, Dad is not there, and all these things happened, he died. So, please come back to Ayodhya. I don't want any more damage to happen. Rama's reply to Kaikeyi is, it's a word given by Dad to you. And as a son, I have to take care of Dad's words. Dad is not there. Does not mean I go back in my words. I have to follow it. Let me go to the forest. Bharata is there, capable. He is taking care of the kingdom. Look at that. That's why telling the truth is one thing. Following the truth is authenticity. It is not your own truth, but it is Dad's words, I follow it. That's why Valmiki uses adjective for Rama, saying that Pitru Satyam Anupalaya. It is something which is higher than that. It is whose Satya does not matter, but you uphold the truth. Come what may. What is all this thing? Because it's basically a discipline. Anything that you do in the name of discipline like that actually strengthens you. This culture today, it survived for 10,000 years, Sanathana Dharma, because this culture had such deep disciplines within us. And various other things are there, symbols are there. Every culture has symbols. We also have symbols, various symbols are there. And symbols are for outside to see. Like for example, we have a bindi. Bindi is a symbol, a kind of a dress. It's a symbol. Or wearing certain marks. These are also symbols that is there. Fine. But behind, symbols are only for the outside. But for you inside, most important thing is Tyaga, Dana, Indriya. These are the things which are the basis for our Sanatana Dharma. This was followed 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago people followed. I can give you examples from Ramayana as well. Same way I can give the examples from Mahabharata also. How deeply they followed this dharma, that means self-control. Like for example, this very nice incident that is there. Karna, how deeply he is committed to that dharma. That's exactly it. I'm not talking about even the kings, I'm talking about the enemy side, Karna's side. And then the war, or let me take out Bhishma, that's better. It's easier. Now, Bhishma, what happened in the war? Actually, Abhimanyu got killed. Abhimanyu got killed, and next day, the war field. The law is that after sunset, they retire to their places. Bhishma also retired to his cabin. And then suddenly, an announcement comes, Arjuna and Yudhishthira are waiting for your audience. Like it's an old day you were there in the forest. Tomorrow also you'll be in the forest, in the battlefield. Tomorrow also in the battlefield. Why is that in the night they came to me? Anyway, please let him in. So they both come. Bhishma asks, yes, my dear children, what is that you want? And that I can give you whatever that you want. Then Arjuna says, you gave us a blessing, and that blessing is the victory in the battlefield. We want to return the blessings. We want to return you that blessing. Bhishma says, blessings are given to actualize, not to return. And then Arjuna says, But between the blessing and its actualization, you are standing. We can't defeat you. Then we can't defeat you. Naturally, I return the blessings back to you. I'll give back this blessing. Oh, then Bhishma asked, I don't think it has got in your brain this idea. Krishna must have said you. Said yes, Krishna asked us to be. No, he is a very political fellow. You have to be very careful with Krishna. And then for a minute silence after that, Bhishma says, why Shikhandi is there on your side? That's all the simple. Then Yudhishthira, Arjuna said, why are we talking about Shikhandi? You know, we are talking about kings and all that. And he's Apparati. Why are we talking about him? He says, you didn't understand. Yudhishthira says, Sachi, we didn't understand it. Then go and ask Krishna, he understands. Wow. Then they go back to Krishna is waiting there. And then Bhishma, Yudhishthira come there, Arjuna scratching their head, they come there. And Krishna asks, what happened? You are looking very dull. I don't know what happened, you know. We told Bhishma, what did you tell? You said it. It's the same thing we told. So what is Bhishma's question when you said that? What is it? Is it Bhishma asked, is it your brain or Krishna's brain? You said Krishna's. But they thought that, but what is the reply? I don't know. The reply is so weird. Said, why Shikhandi is on your side? Oh, okay. That's what the reply. Now Krishna understands. Said, I don't know what you understand. We don't understand. No. Bhishma has given us a permission to use Shikhandi. If Shikhandi is there, Bhishma will not take the arms. He will give up the arms so that we can defeat him. He gave us a clue. What is the way that you can win over me? And then go ahead. Victory is yours. That night, Bhishma comes out of the tent. And in the Kurukshetra war, he just came out. He saw a lady sitting there in the middle of the war. He says, who is this sitting in the middle of the war? He comes closer to that lady, realizes that his mother, Ganga, is sitting there. He says, Mother Ganga, what are you doing here? And then Ganga asked Bhishma, my dear son, what brought you here? In fact, whole day you were in battlefield, tomorrow also is going to be here. In the night, why did you come here? Then Bhishma said, I was not getting sleep, so I just wanted to take a stroll, I came here. And you know, mother's heart is so shy. She said, my dear child, in your long life I never heard that you did not get sleep. You slept well. What happened, what problem bothered you today that you did not get sleep? Bhishma said, it's not the problem which bothered. There is one problem which I found a solution today. That's why I could not get sleep. He said, what is it? I know that Shikhandi is Amba. And I spoiled the life of Amba in the previous life. And then Amba has taken a curse to kill me. And she became Shikhandi. I was waiting for an opportunity that I pay back to Amba, my debt. And today, when they came and asked me, I said, you Shikhandi. So that Shikhandi will be satisfied, that means Amba will be satisfied, and war will continue. I give up this life. That's wonderful. But what is that you are doing in the battlefield? And Ganga replies, tomorrow my son will be lying down here in the battlefield for the rest of the war period, 6 months. Therefore, I am removing all the weapons and the farms here so that he can rest peacefully. What a beautiful concept. A mother's heart. Go out of the way to give service to the people. This is what basically this Dharma represents. Sanathana Dharma represents love, sacrifice, self-discipline. These are the things. Any of these things you take it, they are all supposed to strengthen your willpower. This is the only culture where you strengthen the willpower for that. This Sanathana Dharma is established. Now what happens is that over a period of time, times change, we do all those things. Like for example, earlier the same things were there in the form of Shraddha Karma. Somebody died in the house, you do all these disciplines. You see, Shraddha, until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't have food. You follow the disciplines. But today, there are so many things that you may not do it. You may not do the karma, but we can follow the discipline that is there. We can adopt the discipline that day. It's for your growth, for your development that we do it. Let's bring about these things in spite of the fact that the world is changing. Sanathana Dharma's greatness is, compared to the other dharmas, it can be easily adapted to the current situation. So present day situation you adapt. See that how we can grow with these things, that we can do it. More important thing is, don't become a slave to your sensory organs. See, discipline on the senses is willpower. Going behind the senses is basically weakness. Discipline therefore is a strength. Strength is only belongs to you, strength is your willpower. And the day that we lose that strength of the willpower, we become slaves to our sensory organs. The more that we control, discipline the senses, we become strong at our self-control, self-discipline. This is what is again and again Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that you have Jitendriyaha. That means to say, you have conquered the sensory organs, Indriyas, Jitendriya. Such a person is a person, knowledge opens up. Is it not the same thing? Like for example, you have to prepare for a competitive exam. You have to have a discipline coming from within. You should sit day and night to see that you get the knowledge. But don't be in a tension. But you see that you are capable of doing it, do it. So that's how younger generation have greater opportunity to see that how we can adapt dharma in our day-to-day life, so that we can strengthen our willpower. Again, let me come back to that same idea. A culture which has really supported the discipline, not because the parents are there, because of anybody, but the discipline comes from within. It's not for anybody else to say, I'm having a discipline within myself. If you do that, then naturally, not only that we grow as individuals, but we will be able to see that the society becomes much better and the culture will survive. If we do not take care of this culture, who will take care of our culture? It's only in this particular land that we have this culture. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that what happens is, yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata apshitana dharmasya tadatmanam sujam. Often people think that dharmasya glanir bhavati, dharma declines. I don't agree with that argument. Krishna did not say dharma declines. It's not right. But what happens is, dharma gets clouded. Like for example, when they say sun is clouded, you mean to say that the sun is around the cloud? Sun, clouds are around the sun? No, clouds are around the earth, not on the sun. So therefore, dharmasya glanir bhavati is, dharma is clouded. In what way dharma is clouded? Dharma itself cannot be clouded. But in our perception it is clouded. How is that dharma gets clouded in our perception? I give a very simple example. When I was working as an engineer, I had my colleague. And engineering job, so much of corruption going on. And in that society, he was a pure 100%, no corruption, no nothing. Simple person, whatever the salary you give, will survive with that. All those 2, 3 kids are there, naturally you can see that how he would shave once in 4 days, 5 days. That is it. He would have a Hawaii slippers, dress is torn here and there. Ask him, Raghuram, how are you doing? The person would say, why ask me how I'm doing? I'm like this, because I'm very non-corrupt. I'm very pure. I just say that, Baba, if you are pure like this way, you can't motivate somebody else to be pure. You be corrupt, but live comfortably, live nicely. The idea is not only just following the truth, but you have to take the pride of being truthful, pride of being harmless. Unfortunately, what happened? In our culture, we have people who follow dharma very clearly, but very timid way that they do it. You know, in Chennai, when I'm traveling in the bus, I see that. In Chennai particularly, red stripes and white stripes is supposed to be a temple. They look at it, the temple is there, immediately they look around. In the bus, nobody is watching. And then they do this step. Hey Baba, if you want to offer your respect to the temple, do it openly. Do it openly, courageously. And that's why dharma is never declined. Only thing is, we are afraid of interpreting the dharma that we have. When I say dharma is not declined, look at the way one person comes and says, don't be corrupt, let's eliminate corruption. How many people in this country followed? That was Anna Hazare. One, and that old man gave a call. And look at the whole country moved, and because of that, actually the change has taken place in this country. Let's be good, not only good, but let us be courageously good, strongly good. The strength of the goodness is there in the way that you manifest, that is what is important. Let me give you the story of actually Anna Hazare. It was in the Chinese War. The whole platoon was bombed on the Himalayas. Everybody died. After about 3 hours, one fellow got up because he did not die. He looked around, everybody died. He felt very sad because if anybody else would have been alive, then these people will be happy with that because, people in the battlefield, they share their pictures of life, children, this and that. This fellow is the orphan. He doesn't have anybody around him. He said, instead of me, somebody else would have been surviving. People would be happier too, but whatever it is. A helicopter lifted him and took him to Sion Hospital. He had a bullet injury. They repaired that bullet injury. Leg became alright, 6-7 months. He was in the hospital. When the leg became alright, they said, we'll release you now. You can go home. So he went to the army headquarters to report. Army headquarters said that you already fought in Chinese war and you are injured, so we'll retire you, you can go home. So hospital doesn't want him, army doesn't want him. They all said go home. Only home here is his platoon members. They are all in heaven. He thought, let me also join them because everybody says go home. So he went to a shop, bought a bottle of poison, drank, thinking that municipality will take away this bottle and he will reach home. His partners in the army. He drank that poison, lying down in the flat in the park. 2-3 hours later, woke up because the evacuation was so bad that poison didn't kill him. So he was awake. He said, even the death god doesn't want him. So what to do? Then he came across a small little booklet of Vivekananda, where Vivekananda has written that I don't mind taking 100 times rebirth if I can remove the tears of one person. If I can remove the tears of one person. When he read that, he said, I am alive here, wanting to kill myself. Let me go and help the people, remove the tears. Immediately, that point he has awakened him up and he went to Ralegaon, which is supposed to be a village in Maharashtra. People were killing themselves because of the drought. He went there because of army experience and all that. He created water hooks there. So much food is produced, he could supply to the whole of Maharashtra. And that army officer was Anna Hazare. One sentence of Vivekananda in the name of Dharma changed him. Take up one idea of Dharma, it can change your life. This is what is the power of Sanathana Dharma. Let's have this idea in our view. Let's please proceed further. Pick up one idea. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. Pick up any idea. Make it as your own. Live that idea. That becomes your direction of life. If you can do that, Sanatana Dharma will survive. Our generation after generation will have the fruits of Sanatana Dharma. Let's take it forward. Thank you so much.